With regards to this flow-through partnership, the partnership's focused on investing in and creating a portfolio of flow-through shares of public companies that are involved in exploration development of critical and precious metals in Canada. And we'll go into some of those details as we walk through this. Palos Wealth, as Thomas mentioned, Charles is the co-founder and chief investment officer of Palos. And they have a lot of experience. They run a number of investment funds, so professional money manager with decades of experience, as well as possess a lot of experience in the resource space, and he'll be talking about that. I alluded to some of the history with regards to the CMP flow-through business. CMP, since the 80s has raised over $3 billion of flow-through assets, making them one of the largest in Canada over that time period. And, definitely a commitment towards providing funding for the resource area within Canada. Some of the key reasons why people might consider investing in the CMP Next Edge flow-through limited partnership, definitely one of those reasons becomes tax. Every investment that we make, within this limited partnership will qualify for the 100% CEE or Canadian Exploration Expense tax deduction. In addition to that, we're earmarking approximately 75% of the portfolio to go towards critical mineral exposure, which will receive an additional 30% CMETC tax credit. The remainder of the portfolio, approximately 25%, will go towards things that don't qualify for the CMETC, but do qualify for the mineral exploration tax credit, which will be provided, an additional 15% tax credit. Those things could, be things such as precious metals, gold, silver, things like that. We talked a little bit about the CMP history, and I'll go through some of the returns that they've seen over the last 30 issuances. With regards to liquidity event, we definitely at the shorter end relative to most of the deals in the marketplace. So this offering, we have earmarked to roll from the limited partnership to the rollover fund, which is called the CMP Next Edge resource class, by June 1st of 2027. This allows investors, the ability to either sell it at that time or continue to hold it in that resource fund and continue to defer taxes. That CMP Next Edge resource class, by the way, since Chuck and his team took it over at the end of 2024, has done exceptionally well. In 2025, it was the #1 resource fund in Canada as per Morningstar, and continues to do quite well on a year-to-date basis. Another consideration on why you may want to partner with us on this flow-through fund is experienced team. Chuck's going to talk about Palos, he and his team's background within the resource space, so he'll get into that. But in addition to that, I think that within the flow-through space, you're really only as good as the deals that you see. It's not like going and, bringing up things on Bloomberg and just investing in it like a stock. These are generally private, placements into public companies whereby you need to be able to source these transactions and definitely have access to the good transactions. So, Chuck and his team and their decades of being involved in the resource sector, in Canada, have a lot of those connections, and that coupled with some of the contacts that Next Edge Capital and the Goodman family have collectively is a very expansive network of deal flow, and Chuck will allude to that as well. Lastly, in kind of from an altruistic standpoint, flow-through shares are quite important for the Canadian economy, whereby on the PDAC website, we pulled this quote, but they mentioned that over 70% of the money that goes towards exploration and development in Canada of public companies comes from flow-through share financing, and that's going to be, what creates, the new producing mines, job growth and future revenues for the country as a whole. So quite important.